Hello traders, my name is Plamen and you are again with our weekly forecast for the upcoming week. And again we are gonna start with the news. Let's see what news we can expect and what movements they can bring on the markets. Okay. Let me just close this. Okay. So today in Monday there only the President Lagarde that will be speaking at 16 o'clock and 18 o'clock. On Tuesday there is gonna be a holiday for the Japanese people, and after that there is gonna be the RBA meeting minutes. Again, on Tuesday we have very important news, the core CPI for the Canadian dollar. The president of the European Central Bank is gonna speak again, and there is gonna be news for existing home sales for the US dollar. These news can bring some movement, so you gotta be careful. On Wednesday, there is a very important news, the customer price index for the British pound. And after that, later in the day, for the US dollar, the crude oil inventories, the Fed interest rate decision. This is strong, very strong news. And the FOMC press conference. Let me just tell you that when the Fed interest rate decision was at 4.75%, three banks has bankrupt, and now the Fed is considering to increase the interest rate decision with 0.25 points, and we don't know exactly what's gonna happen. We are gonna see. Be careful, because here there's gonna be a very huge movements, a lot of manipulations. You gotta be careful. In Thursday, there is gonna be the interest rate decision for the Swiss National Bank and the monetary policy assessment. Also for the euro, there is gonna be the leader summit, and there is gonna be later that day the Bank of England interest rate decision. They're considering to increase the interest rate with 0.25 points also. And again, at the same hour is gonna be the building permits, the initial jobless claims again, and the new home sales. Also very volatile day it's gonna be, so be careful what you are trading. In Friday, there is gonna be the composite PMI for the British pound, the manufacturing PMI, and the services PMI. These moves sometimes brings very good movement, sometimes they do nothing. And also the core durable goods orders for the US dollar and the retail sales for the Canadian dollar. You have to know when there's gonna be news with the currencies that you are trading, so you have to be very careful. Okay, and let's take a look at the charts again to see what we expected the last week and what to expect for the next week. Okay, as usual, we are gonna start with euro dollar. On the higher time frame, last week we set, yeah, this is on 4 hour. Last week we said that on this breaking of structure over here, we're expecting the price to reach the trend line again, the daily one, and from here to see a strong bullish impulse wave. Well, the price has made its retracement to the trend line and even broke the trend line and the previous low over here. Now it's coming back to the point of interest, which is on this high over here, and probably we can see something like this, the price to reach the point of interest, to come back again to the trend line or even to the low again, and from here to see new bullish impulse wave. This is what we see for now for the euro dollar. But if the price from here breaks this point of interest this high, makes a retracement, retest it, probably we are gonna see the bullish impulse wave without this movement. This is what we think is gonna happen with the euro to US dollar, but we are gonna be careful. We are gonna protect our trades if we enter in any trades. Let's move now to pound dollar. And let's take a look at the picture from the last week. Pound dollar, this is on 4 hour again. Okay. And the price was over here. Here we said that we have, just a second, Monday. Yeah. Okay, here we had a supply zone and the price didn't react to this supply zone, just broke it. And now we said that after this impulse wave, we can expect some retracement to a levels of Fibonacci and then to see a new bullish impulse wave. Well, first the price made another movement up, then it comes back to the point of interest, which is on this low over here. This is a supply zone. And now it's making the movement that we expected. What we can expect for the next week? If we take a look on the 4-hour time frame, we can see this clear impulse wave, the retracement, and this retracement didn't reach the levels of Fibonacci. So this tells us that we can expect the price to make a strategy that's called trading breakouts, to see something like this to this point of interest, this high over here. The second option is first to make a little more movement, to come back to test the trend line, and we can see another consecutive point on the trend line, then to see the new bullish impulse wave, something like this. These are the options that we see to pound dollar. We don't see anything for short positions right now, so we are expecting just the price to go up. And with the news that are coming to the US dollar for the interest rate decision, if they increase the dollar, probably there is gonna be some manipulations. If the dollar is going strong, probably first we are gonna see some falling of this pound dollar and euro dollar, and then we are gonna see the new bullish impulse wave. Okay, let's move to pound to euro yen to see what we expected last week. This picture is on daily time frame. Let's go to the daily time frame. Okay, we said that here are two options. First, this trend line, we have made it the right way, and we said that the price can push back from this daily trend line and to see a new bullish impulse wave. The second option is to break this trend line, to make a retest, and to see a new bearish impulse wave. Well, the trend line was like this. Now we can see that the price has broke this trend line. It come back to test the trend line and to reach the levels of Fibonacci, and now it's making a new bearish impulse wave. Now, what we can expect for the next week? We can see clear that the price has made a consecutive point on the trend line. This is a fourth consecutive point, and has left here very good point of interest. But after this clear candle here, clear impulse wave, the price reached level 50 of Fibonacci and it started to make a new bearish impulse wave. Now the options here are on this trend line. We can see a consecutive point, something like this, and we can expect a new bearish movement. But this is a very sharp trend line, So there is a possibility the price to break it, to reach the point of interest, and then to see a new bearish impulse wave from here. These are the two options that we are expecting. I'm telling you, this is a very sharp trend line, so there is a possibility not to make any impact on the price. Okay guys, let's move to pound yen. The picture is on 4 hour. And the price was at this high. No, this is this high. Yeah, the price was over here. We said that there are two options here. We said that probably the price is gonna make some retracement, and to see a strategy on Fibonacci retracement and the trend line again, or there is a second option to continue to go down to reach the daily trend line and to see a bullish movement. And you can see from here what the price did. It made the retracement. Here we had a very good point of interest left, and from this point of interest it made a very strong impulse wave downwards. Now what we can expect for the next week, this is pretty much like the euro to Japanese yen. After this clear impulse wave, now we can see there was a retracement, and now we can see that the price is making a new impulse wave. And what are the options here? If from here make a new bearish movement, we can see a breaking of this trend line. To come back to test it, it will be a consecutive point, and we are gonna see another bearish impulse wave. The other option is the price from here to break the trend line, to reach the point of interest left on this high over here, and then to see a bearish movement. Now, here are a lot of trend lines and possibilities, and you have to be careful when you trade these currency pairs. Let's move to euro to Australian dollar. And let's see, this is on the 4-hour time frame, what we expected last week. Okay, the price was just here. We said that there are two options. Here we had a trend line which was very sharp again, and there was a possibility the price to react from this trend line and to see a bullish movement. The second option is to reach the lower trend line, to see a consecutive point here, and after that a new bullish impulse wave. Well, the price here break the trend line, it come back, made a new impulse wave, returned to levels of Fibonacci, and from here it made a very strong bearish impulse wave. Now it is not reaching the 4-hour trend line still, but we are expecting that the price probably will make a consecutive point here. This is the first option. If the price comes back down and closes like a hammer, we are gonna expect some bearish movement from here. But if it breaks the trend line and make a retest, something like this, we are gonna expect a new bullish movement. We are gonna see what is gonna happen. Clearly the trend is in, the price is in uptrend, and we are looking for more like long positions for now. And pound to Australian dollar. The picture is on 4-hour time frame. And let's see what we expected here. Well, here is the price. You can see that here we have a trend line, and there is another trend line over here. we expected the price to make a retracement after this clear impulse wave, to hit some of the levels of Fibonacci, and then to make a new bullish impulse wave. You can see the price was over here. It started to make a longer retracement. Now it's reaching the level of Fibonacci, and it reached the daily trend line, just like this. Now we are expecting that the price from this consecutive point will make a new higher high. It will come back to test it. This high is over here, probably the trend line again, and a new up movement, something like this. We are gonna expect a movement to this lows over here, something like this. You can see there are strong lows over here. There are 1, 2, 3, 4 lows. So if we enter here in a long position, we are gonna take a look at these levels around 1.87500 to close our positions. This is the option for pound Australian dollar that we are expecting. We don't see anything for short positions just yet. And let's move to euro to New Zealand dollar. This is on 4-hour time frame. Yes. We can see that last week we had a 4-hour trend line over here, just like this. And we said that there are two options for this currency pairs. The first one was that the price can push back from the daily level and the 4-hour trend line, and from here to see a new bullish impulse wave. The other option was here we saw that the price broke this trend line, and we expected to make a bullish impulse wave that will break this low over here, to make a retest on the level and to see a new bearish movement to the daily trend line and to the demand zone. And you can see what the price did. It broke the trend line, it come back to retest it, something like this, and made a strong bearish impulse wave. It broke the daily trend line still, but it returned to test this point of interest, which is on this high, and another strong movement downwards. Now, what we can expect for the upcoming week? Here we can see that the price can make a consecutive point again to retest the daily trend line again. Now it's retesting it, and to see some candlestick formation from the levels of Fibonacci, too many strategies in one, and we can see a new bearish movement to the daily level and to point of interest on this low over here. On the higher time frame, we can see that now the price was in uptrend, but now is breaking this low over here. This is a strong low on this daily trend line, and there is a possibility that the price from here will make a new impulse wave downwards, probably to this daily level. First to this one, and then to the next one. Okay, let's move to pound New Zealand dollar. Let's take a look at the picture from the last week. It was on 4-hour time frame. Okay, the price was over here on this trend line. I've erased it, but I'm gonna draw it. Okay, here we have a trend line, 4-hour trend line, and we expected the price to come back to retest this swing level over here and to make a consecutive point combined with some levels of Fibonacci and to see a strong bullish impulse wave. Well, the price, it made something like a side movement here. Now still it's a inside movement. It broke this 4-hour trend line now, and it started to make a new bearish movement, bearish impulse wave. Now there are two options here that we can expect. The first one is the price to reach the trend line again, to make a consecutive point and to see a new down movement, something like this. The second option is if it breaks the trend line and this high over here, probably we are gonna see some huge bullish movement still yet, because you can see that we are in a clear uptrend right now. These are the two options. Probably the price can reach this point of interest on this high over here. There it is. These are the two possibilities that we can expect, but as we said, there are important news this week and we are gonna be careful what we can expect. Let's move to the gold. Again, last week the gold has made some very huge movements. Let's take a look at the picture from the last week. The picture was on 4-hour and it was here. Okay. What we expected the last week, you can see at this swing level, the price has broke the previous high and we were expecting some retracement. There's gotta be retracement after this huge impulse wave. But the retracement wasn't big enough. It didn't reach the swing level and it started to make a new bullish impulse wave. Again, this was from the bankrupt of the banks, and the people were worried that there's gonna lose some of the money and they started to withdraw their money. This is why the banks probably are bankrupting. Okay, let's move what to expect for the next week. You can see after this impulse wave there was a retracement. Here we had a very good trades on, not this one, but on euro, gold to euro, gold to pound and gold to Australian dollar. Last Friday we were able from here to catch movements of 350 pips that we set in our Discord group. I'm gonna show it right now. And first, what we can expect from the gold. Well, there is nothing that I can tell it's gonna happen. You can see that is going straight to the all-time high, which is at $2,078. There is a possibility here we had a strong point of interest, but the price has broke it. And with this impulse wave we can make some trend line just like this, and there is a possibility the price to reach it again, to make a candlestick formation and to see again bullish movement first to the all-time high. And if the situation is like this, probably we are gonna see a test here and some new movement. I don't know where, because as you can see, gold to pound, this was the highest high over here. Yeah, I'm gonna show it to you. This was the highest high and now the price is 560 pips above it. You can see that there is no stopping at these golds. Gold to Australian dollar, this morning it was over $3,000 Australian dollars. We are gonna see. You have to be careful with these golds. There is nothing that is showing us that the price will gonna go down just yet. First, probably go to US dollar. will reach the all-time high, and after that, here if we see some candlestick formation or some trend reversal pattern, we are gonna expecting some down movement. Okay guys, this was for this week analysis. Let me show you our Discord group again. Here we post our intraday swing long crypto stocks ideas and the market analysis we make every day. And let me show you the trades from Friday on the golds, as I told you. Here was our ideas on gold to pound, gold to euro, and gold to Australian dollar. And you can see that profits are running, and all the trades, all the 3 trades hit its profit. And only on Friday we had 100 pips on gold to Australian dollar. It was 150 pips. There is some mistake here. We had 100 pips take profit hit on gold to euro, and 100 pips take profit hit at gold to pound. Over 350 pips. And here are some of the profits that our traders had. This with smaller accounts, but still they have profits. There is all the profits that our people in the community has made with us. So this was for this week's analysis. If you like this video, hit the like button, share it with your friends, and if you want to make some profits, join our community. See you next week. Bye bye.